Hello everyone, JD from JD Creative Arts. Welcome to the studio. Today we're just going to be talking about the color wheel, and we're going to make our own. Now, I do recommend that you get one of these little smaller color wheels one of these color wheels like this. They come in big sizes or the smaller ones, whichever one you want. You can find these on Amazon or any hobby store that you go to, and they're not expensive at all. You can also print off one of these little blank color wheels like this off the internet. But today we're going to make our own, and we're going to talk about the primaries and the secondaries and the complementary colors and where they are in relation to each other on the color wheel. And this will help give you a good understanding of color mixing and working with a limited palette. So what we have going on here today, I've just got a piece of 12 by 16 canvas paper taped up on old canvas. I have it marked where each one of the primaries and tertiaries go. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this in acrylic so that the paint dries quickly. You can do this in oils, watercolor, whatever you want to do it in. And I'm going to put some paint on my palette here. Okay, you got your three primaries, which, if any of y'all don't remember or don't know, the primaries are colors that you cannot get by mixing any other colors. And that's blue, red, and yellow. There we go. Okay. So we'll start off with, we'll put our red up there. That's our first primary. And this is kind of, think of it in the layout of a clock. Now your primaries are going to go at 8, 12, and 4 positions. It doesn't matter where you put your primaries. They can go, any of the colors can go in any of the 3 positions, but it will matter when you go to put your secondaries on, because they have to go in the right place in relation to the primaries. Okay, there's our red. Grab my brush off. Okay, here's my yellow, which we'll put right here. And then our blue, which I'm using a bright blue so that you'll be able to see it easier on camera, which is right here. Okay? And a good way that I've learned to remember where they go is when you work a generic 8 to 4 shift at a job. There are three important times in relation to the job. 8 o'clock when you come in, 12 o'clock when you get lunch, 4 o'clock when you get off. 8, 12, 4. That's how I remember where the primaries are placed. So now we're going to move to our secondaries, which is going to be your green, purple, and orange. So we'll take some red and about equal amount of yellow. Make us a good orange out of it. All right. Now you have to remember that orange is the primary, or is the complementary color of blue. So it's going to go across from your blue on the color wheel. So there's our orange. That's a little too red for me. Let's add a little bit of yellow to it, make it a little more orange. There we go. Yeah, didn't work, but there's our orange. All right. Now let's do our green. It's going to be yellow and blue. Now, green is the complementary of red, so it has to go across from red. There's our green. And then find your last secondary color is going to be your purple or your violet, which is going to be equal parts of blue and red. All right. There we go. That gives us a nice pretty blue or pretty purple. So purple is obviously the complementary to yellow, so it has to go across from there. There's our purple. So far, we have our three primaries, our three secondaries, our complementary colors. Now we're going to go to our tertiary colors, which the tertiary is a mixture of a secondary and a primary. So it's going to be your red purple and your blue purple, blue green, yellow orange, and red orange. Okay. And of course, secondaries obviously are two primaries mixed together. So, okay, so we're going to start with our red orange. We'll put a little bit more red into this orange color that I mixed up here. Make it a little more red. Let's see if that looks any different. There we go. That's nice. Red orange. Okay, now we will add a little more yellow to it. See if we can make us a good yellow orange. Okay. Let's see. There's our yellow orange. Okay. So now we're going to mix our yellow green. So add a little more yellow to our green mix here. And there's yellow green. Our blue green, we'll add a little bit more blue to our mix. Make it more of a turquoise kind of color. Or teal kind of color, I guess is what they would consider it. They'll have more of a bluish hue to it. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. All right, now we will make a blue purple. So add a little bit more blue to our purple. And it's going to make it a much cooler purple. See. Yeah, it's more blue. Okay. Now you got your blue purple. Now we'll add a little more red to that. And make a red purple. A reddish purple. Let's have a little more of a red tint to it. There we go. There's a nice little red purple. Now you can put some more red in there and make it a little redder if you want. Okay. All right. Well, that's our basic color wheel. And like I said, you've got your three primaries, which are the red, blue, and yellow. You got your three secondaries, which is your purple, orange, and green. And then you've got your tertiaries, which is going to be your red, purple, and your blue, purple, red, purple, and blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, orange. And then you also have your complementaries, which is blue or green and red complementaries, blue and orange are complementaries, and purple and yellow are complementaries. So I hope that helps some of y'all out there in getting a little bit better understanding of color mixing. And as I said before, this will really help as far as if you're trying to work with a limited palette, because you can do all of your paintings with just the three primaries, black and white. And then if you know how to mix the brown, you can mix the brown. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope it helps some of you out there. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Happy painting.